Sorry, Shady McCoy. It happened. Bring out the belts. They got whooped.
Yo, my man. All right. They was down 3-1.
They talking about buckle.
Y'all getting crazy on this show, man. I just got back, please.
Slick, you went to the buckle.
Oh, man. Hey, look, when I was growing up, my parents made me grab a stick. Look, you can't call CPS no more. I'm an adult. Yeah. You had to grab, it wasn't even a belt. Go outside, find a branch, grab a twig. If it wasn't big enough, hey, we gonna grab one. That's what happened to the Warriors last night. They got,
That's some Nigerian thing. Wait, hold up. If the stick's not big enough, get another stick?
If the stick's not big enough, no, parents will go find
Yeah.
Thank God. We ain't do all that.
You had to be resourceful in the Acho household for them whoopings. Shady McCoy, Warriors blowout. Big deal or no deal?
Good job, Rockets. I mean, it's no big deal. I just think watching that game, it took a lot out of us to win that game in Golden State. And we are an older team. I think we want to win this thing at home, right? We're up, what are we up, 3-2 right now? They were down 3-1, so they had to come out. They're a younger team, right? They came out with more energy, more heart. That's what I'm talking about the Lakers. Well, I wanted to see, if you're in an elimination game, show me something. Everybody played well. I love what I've seen from the Rockets. But that ain't enough for us, man. No. Jimmy Bucket's not really scoring the first half. Steph Curry not really scoring the first half. That's not going to happen again. Steve Kerr will have them boys ready to play. And then when you're talking about winning championship DNA, that's who they are. I think about when everybody laughed and criticized Draymond Green when he said, you know what, after the Jimmy Butler trade, we going to the finals. Everybody thought it was a joke. Oh, Draymond Green is being Draymond. You know how he gets. No, he knows what championship basketball looks like. Okay, we got this player that can do everything, can rebound, can play defense, can score, can do one-on-ones. Okay, it can facilitate. We see that. Then we got the defense. Then we got Draymond Green, the best defensive player in basketball right now today. And then you got the shooting god, Steph Curry. What a really good championship winning head coach. So, yes, I think we go back to Golden State to the Bay. We're going to see E40 on the sideline with the hat with the big chains, and we're going to smoke them boys, and we get ready for the Timberwolves. That's how it's going to go down.
I don't know if Shady believes what he just said.
The 3-1 team going to win the series? That's what I'm saying.
It's a huge deal.
Okay.
And from somebody who had to be an overcomer in their athletic career, I'll tell you why it's a huge deal. Before you ever beat somebody physically, you got to beat them psychologically. The Warriors just gave the Rockets another repetition at beating them. The Rockets probably don't actually think they can win this series. At least they probably didn't after going down 3-1, losing in a game where Steph Curry only had 17 points, losing in a game where Sengun dropped 32 and 15, losing in a game where you really threw your best punch and you still didn't win the game. Rockets don't really think they can win until they do win. And they won when Steph was there, and Jimmy was there, and Draymond was there, and Pods was there, and Moody and GP and Santo, they were all there. So you just let the Rockets get another repetition beating you, meaning now the Rockets think, and they're saying in their huddles and in the locker room, hey, we can beat these guys. You play like this, you can beat these guys. I didn't actually ever think I could cover Shady McCoy in one-on-ones, but let me win a repetition. Oh, snap, let me win 2. I win 2 out of 5. Maybe, just maybe, I can cover Shady. Now, going into practice that day, I know I can't really cover him, but let me win a couple reps. Yeah. Oh, snap. Maybe Shady can't do me like that.
Take it easy.
The Rockets just not only beat him, they beat him down. So that's the biggest reason. And then for me, also very quickly, the Warriors don't have the luxury of putting extra tread on their tires. Draymond, Steph, Jimmy, they're all old. Yeah. If y'all wanted to play like that, stay in the Bay. Y'all just put another 4-hour flight on your legs. Really 4.5 hours, maybe 5 hours going from South Houston all the way up to the Bay. Why? Y'all don't have that luxury. For me, Slick, those are the primary reasons.
Hey, wait, before you go, Slick. So I'll ask you a quick question, because great breakdown with me and you one-on-ones. But real quick, you telling me that you think the Rockets are going to win 3 in a row?
No, but they could push to 7. They could push to 7. And then y'all know, you get to 7, coin flip. But you get to 7.
I just think that once we look at this, because it's a good take, once we look at this thing, man, and we see how hard they fought last game, right, Slick? But then when it's all said and done, it's going to be 4-2. It's like, oh, okay. Warriors did what they had to do. You get what I'm saying? Sure. I don't want to just live in the moment. That's all I was saying.
Very true.
I wouldn't say it's a big deal, but it's certainly a deal because the Houston Rockets threw some things at the Warriors that they need to solve. This wasn't just playing harder, and I'm going to push back on you. The Warriors came out at the beginning. The Rockets were trying some new things, and they weren't exactly working. The zone wasn't working that well. Their attacking wasn't working that well. They were missing shots. Warriors, if I'm not mistaken, had an early lead in this game. But the Rockets didn't give in to what their plan was, and it was drastically different than the way they've played. Through the first part of the series, they were going heavy to Alperen Sengun in the post, thinking that he could get where he wanted to against Draymond Green. And after he couldn't hit the game winner, the last one, they're looking at it and they're saying, we've got a size advantage in a lot of places.
Yep.
If Sengun can't use his size advantage, we can put Dylan Brooks in the post against Steph Curry. We can get that switch.
Thompson
Let's
too.
see how that works, right? And so then and you know what? Fred VanVleet trying to get his own, we can put defenders on him that are big, but if we have Steven Adams on the floor and we set a high pick and roll, now he's going to have space, and now we're going to be able to shoot threes. And so they just opened up the floor and they switched their whole strategy. Yeah. And I'm not saying that the Warriors, with all of their experience, with all their veteran experience, with all of Steve Kerr's experience, can't find solutions to those things. But I need to see those solutions because the Rockets, to your point, like they did something unlike the Lakers and J.J. Redick. They believe in Ime Udoka now.
Correct. He's a really
If
good coach.
Udoka says, hey, if you guys do this, we have a chance to win. And oh, by the way, I know how this works because I have a ring. And Fred VanVleet is backing him up and saying, he's right, and I got a ring. Then all those young boys, Amen Thompson.
Yeah.
Hey, man, if you give it to us, if you ride Steph Curry and you make it hard on him, that's going to get things for us. So will the Warriors respond? No doubt. Will they do it at home? Will the Rockets, all their role players and their youth show itself when they play on the opposing floor in this game that's still an elimination game? Very possible.
Yeah.
But the Warriors have some questions to answer in order to get there.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing to worry about at all. This series is over.
After all
based on
that,
what?
I'm about to break it down to
saying
you.
no
This
deal?
series is over. Last night went exactly how the Lakers game should have went. The Rockets came out, and in the middle of the first quarter, they had way more energy. It meant way more to them, and they shot the air out of the basketball. They couldn't miss a shot for almost three quarters.
True, yeah.
You got Dylan Brooks fadeaway three-pointers off the backboard, and it's nighttime. The banks is closed. You understand what I'm saying? You got Fredman shooting it. I give him credit because the last two games he has shot the ball better, but he couldn't miss again. And then you talk about on the defensive side of the ball, you've seen the effort, you've seen the energy. They changed it on the defensive side of the ball too. Yes, they did do some good things to where it's like, hey, scratch your head because Steph Curry, you can't guard these dudes in the post. They did do some of them things. But this game went exactly how it should go in a Game 5 when you're down 3-1 and you're at your home court. Push it back to Golden State. Give yourself a chance, but this is over. When it gets back to Golden State, Steph Curry will be ready. Jimmy Buckets will be ready. It was 3-1, fellas. It was, with all the confidence we talking about, it was 3-1.
Close games.
Last time I checked, the Warriors are not the higher seed.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So the Rockets are supposed to be the better team. It wasn't supposed to be 3-1. It was supposed to be at minimum 2-2 at the crib. So there's nothing to worry about. This is championship DNA. I think the Warriors are the better basketball team. Steph will come to play. Jimmy will come to play. And the Rockets just been so inconsistent just in this series.
Right.
That would just mean that we were having a course correction.
Yeah, and another thing I'm thinking about is, like, we got to take consideration that these guys been here before, the Warriors.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they've been here before. And I'm sure it wasn't how they planned, but they did sit that whole fourth quarter, and I do think they needed that rest. I think when you look at when they won the last game in Golden State, it took a lot out of them.
Yep.
Right? Defensive stops, need scoring. I mean, Steph Curry and Jimmy Buckets didn't get started into the second half. Right? I think Jimmy had like 8 points, and then he ran off like 20-some points in the second half. Like, that takes a lot out of you, and you got to play defense, and you got to rebound, and you playing small ball. Like, these guys ain't 22 years old. Yeah. Jimmy 30, Draymond 30, Steph is 30. So I think all that matters, but I do think the part of the experience. Yeah. When we talk about the experience for the Rockets, they got the same thing for the Warriors. And the last thing is, at home, the last 20 games, you want to guess that record?
Very good.
17-3. Yeah. So I know where my money's going.
I need to put mine with yours because I've been losing all mine. What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.